Oh yeah, you're in the studio with the live local artist today at the Crescent Court Hotel in Dallas, Texas, surrounded by beautiful architecture and on a really just a beautiful day. We are looking at a patio scene here. It's been a while, hasn't it? Patio's starting to fill up again. We have some people sitting down, enjoying lunch, lattes, whatever it may be. I'm glad that you're here to join me. We're going to start by taking a look at our palette and seeing what we have as far as colors go today. I've got a smorgasbord of colors on my palette. We have, beginning over here by my finger, and we're going to move clockwise. It's a cadmium red medium. We have burnt sienna, titanium white, dioxazine purple, French ultramarine, cobalt blue hue, cerulean blue, yellow, cadmium yellow light, cadmium yellow medium, sap green, and that's a cinnabar green from Mamari. And we're going to use all those colors to bring this canvas to life here today. If you've been to the Crescent, you know what I'm talking about. There is so much eye candy here, so much to look at, so much to paint. The people, the architecture, the colors. It's just a wonderful, wonderful place to challenge yourself as a plein air painter. And here we are. We are going to first just mix up our mineral spirits and just kind of take a breath because, wow, I've been scouting around looking for just exactly the right scene to paint. There's so much architecture to paint, and there's so many little elements throughout the courtyard and the campus here that you could get lost. I could make 100 paintings out here easy, and I might. I just might. So stick with me, folks. We're going to begin first by just touching our canvas because I'm so happy to be here. Let's see. Let's get a big brush and let's give it a wash. Let's wash it with something. Whatever pigments are left on this only halfway cleaned out brush. There's a lot of trees here, so we're going to put a canopy of trees right in here. Scrabble that in on this side too. And then from this, we got little pokes of architectural detail that we're going to incorporate, because what would be a painting at the Crescent without some of the ornate ironwork that they have that just runs up the side of the structure here. When you're standing in the courtyard, the architecture literally just envelops you. It works its way. It's in the shape of a crescent. So you're surrounded by the work. You can see there just a nice little start. Some landmarks. I like to call these landmarks. Something to guide us with the rest of our paint. Down here we have like some of that grass, that monkey grass. Monkey grass, is that what it's called? I think that's what it is, monkey grass. Anyways, we got some grass growing. Nice. Let's see, there's a tree here, and there's a row of trees here. Maybe I made that one scoot over a little bit too far. We'll see. We can bring it back. It's no big deal. Architectural details, cement. I'm just kind of gridding out my canvas here. We're going to make the vanishing points back over here. We got a courtyard here. This is patio. It's got tables. It's got chairs. I like the red bottles on the tables that in front of the Ascension Coffee House. And there are folks out here enjoying a beautiful lunch on a patio. Something that we haven't been able to do much of lately. But we don't miss a beat. We know how to get right back to it when the time is right. You got people walking. We're playing right now with our horizon line, with where we want things to sit in this painting. We got people being served and people who are serving. We've got a nice reflection in the window here. I can kind of see some people sitting on the other side of that glass. That's going to be a nice little challenging spot right there. And then we have these beautiful red umbrellas here that provide extra shade. And they kind of peek in and out of the leaves of the tree. And quickly our canvas fills up. Whenever you're in a place like this where you have so much to choose from, so much to paint, the canvas quickly fills up, and oftentimes your initial ideas for the way that the painting was going to reveal itself change, and you have to be fluid. You have to be ready to just do whatever you have to do. Let's see, now I'm going to sketch in a little bit of some seats, some tables where we'll be able to add some visitors. I'm mixing up a little burnt sienna with a little bit of sap green, just a little bit, on a stiff brush, and then we're going to scratch in some tabletops. We'll start with the table number 3. There's another table. They're in rows, so we'll just kind of follow that all the way to the back. There's one way back here, and then there's one over here. A couple of gentlemen sitting there, an empty table here. Everybody's social distancing, and I feel good. We got another table here. We got the umbrella coming up here. It's a little bit more burnt sienna than sap green, so we're going to mix in a little bit more sap green into that and create a nice, lovely, darker shade of brown. That is going to be... our space is broken up completely by... It's like we're in an orchard or a grove under here. So these colors that you see me mixing in, I just added a little touch of French ultramarine in here just to darken up these shadows. And I'm still constructing my space. I know that there's some wrought iron work here that goes all the way up. I'm not going to be able to capture the entire span of this architecture. I'm going to need more canvases to dedicate to those details. And so right now it's like we're standing in a great hall looking down the corridor, and I'm creating the elements that will divide up my space and provide the direction for our eye to come down to the center here, where we're going to entertain with color and composition. We have a valet station in the back. We'll probably put in their canopy over here, nice dark canopy, just an umbrella. We'll have that valet standing ready to park the next car that comes up. We're going to give him his little valet box right here, and he's standing right here. He seems to be well liked by everybody here. You know, you come to this point in your career where people know your name. Then let's see, we've got, that ironwork's beautiful. I want to capture that in here, and it's peeking out from the trees. That is a totally different color than what I'm using right now, but I could use the dark that I have on my brush here for the shadows, and just the general feel of shadowy. We're going to bring our monkey grass down about 1.5 inches from where we started, and we're going to just kind of, because it makes its way all the way across. It provides a bottom border for our painting, for our composition. And then there's a little area here right in the foreground of crushed granite, and we're just going to scrub in a little bit of that burnt sienna tint, just to kind of give us that bottom border here. Now everything, all of our action is happening down in the middle here, and up here we've got just tree things. You know, they're just leaves and twigs and branches, just kind of doing what they do all day long. Photosynthesizing. They're photosynthesizing here on my canvas. We're going to bring that up, just kind of work it all the way up and out of the canvas. We've got that red umbrella. We've got a table over here right by this tree. We got a table here. We got some people sitting at it, and they just got there. So we'll start scrubbing in their figures, and then let that drip. It's all right if it drips. We'll clean it up. I got some people sitting here. There's a light post here. I'm going to move this thing. It was a tree, but we're going to move it. We're going to move it out of our way. Use that just like that. Oh, look at you. Wipe this down, all the way down. Just let that become atmosphere in the background. Oh, we lost her. She's gone. Where'd she go? I don't know. Powder her nose? Okay, she's back. Now we're going to just scrub in some. Look at that. It's like it's almost a stick figure. It's a scrub figure. It's just a scrubby little figure back here. We got some guys sitting back here. They're talking some serious talks over here. They've been talking for a long time. Ever since I've been scouting around looking for something to paint. And then we've got another table of people here looking at the menu, half partially hidden behind a tree. This guy's talking. He talks with his hands. They're up in the air. So we're getting some figures sketched in. You can see how that's starting to flow. And we're going to now, let's get a little bit more drawing color here. I'm going to get a little yellow. No, I'm going to stick with that drawing color. It's burnt sienna, sap green, and a touch of French ultramarine. That creates this nice inky color that I can use to sketch in patio scenes. There's a table here. Nobody's sitting at it. There's another one back here. We have tabletop 3 back here. We're gonna put some hair. I think I need to lower my table. I want to get another person sitting over here. I love painting people. People at cafes, under umbrellas, with the sun shining and shadows and light make me happy. We've got some of the textures from the architectural design, all about deep grooves, green leaves, red umbrellas, a lot of beautiful colors coming together here, creating just a beautiful painting, a tranquil environment. I'm glad everybody's here. How's everybody doing? Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to add a little bit of purple to that drawing color, that sap green, that burnt sienna, and that French ultramarine. I added just a little bit of dioxazine purple there. And I'm going to go back, and that is going to be what I start to use for my for the ornamental design that is all over the place here. And we're going to look at, first we're just going to wash it with ooh, that's a little bit more purple than I thought it was going to be. Does that ever happen to you? Well, if it does, don't worry about it. Clean your brush. Get that off of there. Pick up some mineral spirit. Wash it across the whole breadth of that stroke. It's all right. Let it drip. It'll drip down. It becomes washy. And then use that in other areas for some shadows. Color occurs all over the place. That's part of what ties together your painting and creates the feeling of harmony on your final composition. Little hints of color from all over the place that you wouldn't consider. You don't think about it. Well, you don't have to. It's there for you. You just enjoy it. There, that's a shadow, right? And then we're going to mix up some, we're going to use some white, titanium white. We're going to just mix it right in there with that drawing color that I had, which was, once again, a little bit of burnt sienna, sap green, French ultramarine, and a touch of dioxazine purple. Mixing that with plenty of titanium white. And then we're going to throw a splash of sunshine in there, which would be the cadmium light hue. We're mixing that up. And then we're going to, what are we going to do? Where is my, I'm looking for my medium. Where did my medium go? I thought I had it out. I know I had it out. What did I do with you? I left you somewhere. But, oh, here you are on my table. Okay, so now this is going to fill color. This is my fill color. And it's going to be kind of all over the place, like light is. My fill color is light, really. L-I-G-H-T, light. I'm going to pour some medium on that because I don't have a little medium cup. Forgot it. It's in the truck. Okay, so I've got a color here for the maybe not. We're going to put it in anyways and see what happens because it was my instinct. It was my impulse. And we're going to put it in and then we'll fix it later once we get more things around it. These big blocks used to build up the side of this massive structure. We're just putting in bricks here. And I leave the spacing like bricks because it's fun. And I do that over here. And I'm just patching around. These are just patches of color right now. Looks like a Pantone book. Or the marquee at Home Depot. Adding some color here. I need more white in that. More white. More yellow. More sunshine. Sunshine. Let's see. We're going to just pop that in all the way up. All the way through here. Now we're just going to get like crazy with that yellow. We're going to just like put it in at the peripherals. That's going to help to draw our eyes into the center of the canvas. White. I'm going to add some white to this right here and then brush that all the way up. Oh my, what yellow pigment you have there. I'm going to bring that up all the way. I tend to get loose whenever I've got a bigger canvas in front of me. This one today is a 22 by 28 and it is a good size to paint with for lunchtime. You know, can you see? So we've got a nice little mix of color going on there. It's a pleasant feeling. Things are kind of settling down. We can see how the composition is starting to draw our attention down into the center of the canvas. We have some converging lines in the mass and the people, the forms, and we're going to explore a little bit with some shadows down at the bottom, see if we can contain the feel of 3D space, you know, making people feel like they're looking at a real place, even if it's just the impression of one, you know. We got a window over here, dark color. And then we've got another one right over here. That's running into my brick a little bit. So I'm going to kind of just dance around with this shadowy color, which is predominantly purple, dioxazine purple, but it's been washed out. It's got some different pigments in it, burnt sienna, a little yellow. It's all coming around, and I'm just still with the scribble scrabble coming around. My scribble scrabble will turn into something, I assure you. We got some shadows going on over here. It's all just blending together, but it's not washing together. Now we're going to do a little bit of something fun. We're going to add in, is it too early to go for the red of the umbrellas? See, this is what I'm looking at here. I've got this. There's more tables out there than what I've put on my canvas, but that's all right. We don't mind. It'll all come together. And so, a little closer look at what I'm working on here, and you can see for yourself how those colors are coming together. An exploration of color. It's an experiment of color and line. Trying to, in the background, way off in the background there, that's going to be, that's actually occurring really, really far away. So I'm going to have to do something to give that feeling, the feeling of distance. But first, we're going to focus a little bit more on what we have in front of us. And I'm glad that everybody is tuning in. I hope you all are having a marvelous day. I'm in a very, very good place. The breeze is slight. The shade is providing me with cover from the sun. Oh my, this sun, you know. I was in that sun yesterday, and it was still very much a Texas sun, doing what it does, bakes you if you're in it. With the tabletop here, just adding color wherever I feel like color needs to be. Trying to be careful with my color, because once you start going with the reds, things start happening. And I brought in a little red down here. There's this granite. Ooh, that's a little much right there on that red. We're gonna have to take that back, scale that back some with some white and some burnt sienna. Yeah, like I was saying, there is a granite skirt that goes all the way around the building. And the speckled colors of that granite, that pink, black, white speckles, that's what this is here. It all blends together to create this kind of pinkish band around the base of the building, and that gives kind of like this interesting.
Your phone's ringing, Dad.
I can't take it right now. It creates a flow. And we're going to bring that all the way across. And down and out. This painting's wanting some green, but I'm going to hold off. I'm going to make it wait until it reveals its deepest, innermost secrets to me. I can see a patio scene starting to develop here, and I just feel like I need to bring my blocks closer together. You know, there's a lot of white in between these forms here. This is coming all the way down, and this goes all the way. Oh, look, there's these big circle windows. I love them. Right up here. There's this, there's so much dimension, so much to the architecture here. Even though I'm only capturing a little glimpse of it, there's still so much to So much to capture. Getting some white, mixing that over here, mixing that all right here. And we're gonna just brush this around. All the way up, around, just keeping it loose. Oh, so loose. How do you like that? Step back, look at your painting. Be critical, be analytical. It's the only way you're gonna get better. All right. Maybe I want to make that architectural detail a little bit more pronounced there. I can see some form. I can see some good stuff coming up. I'm going to take just a moment now to step back and look at my pace. Clean my hands. I got some glob of paint on my hand. If you work with oil, you know what's up. It can get on you. It can make you dirty real quick. And look at your painting from every angle. It's the only way to make sure that you get it right. Clean up your spills. All right. Now, I see. I'm going to add some more white to that brick. Let's get some on my brush here. Keep cutting that in even more. It's going to bring everything out. Trust me on that one. Trust me on that. Patching in some white. That's going to eventually, it's going to be the milieu around our people sitting enjoying the patio today. They're just going to be in a soup of color, lounging about in the soft, gentle hues of a early Texas autumn. Going on up. All right. Yes, drawing. Life drawing. Thank God for life drawing classes. Let's see. I'm going to add a little bit of burnt sienna to my purple and a little bit of French ultramarine to that. And now we're going to, we got some trees. There's so much detail. Oh, look at that lamp. The lamp just caught my eye. We're going to start here. We're going to establish this circular portal here. That's going to be a landmark that's going to help me work my way across the canvas, establishing the architectural background that is going to be in this painting. All right, so there's that. We've got the shadowy lines of what's in between the gigantic blocks that make up the crescent. A beautiful building, really a beautiful building. If you want to paint the crescent, you just need to be standing across the street or down the street from the crescent in order to just get back far enough to capture to appreciate the details, really, because once you step onto the campus and once you are in the campus, they surround you, they envelop you, and if you're easily attracted to detail and to color, well, I think you're bringing yourself into a very chaotic environment for your painting skills, I guess. You know, it's hard to settle down and decide what it is you're going to paint. I walked around here for an hour, really, probably even longer, just scoping out different angles, different details, and just trying to decide which direction I wanted to take this painting. There's so many things you can do. You can focus on ironwork, you can focus on water features, you could focus on window displays, just really so much beautiful detail in this area, in this small little patch of downtown Dallas. And we're gonna paint in some shadow on the ground. We're just letting our eyes flow across and around, and then we're bringing our brush in to help to bring stuff together. Keeping it loose all the time, keeping it loose. Thanks for joining, everybody. How is it going today? I'm going to show you down the path a little bit. You know, I came out here pretty early looking for the scene that I wanted to paint. I love painting people. I love architecture. I love light. I love color. And I think here at the Crescent, I'm finding all of those things that come together. And I'm glad that you decided to join me. If you haven't had a chance yet, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe for an alert so that you're on top of it. Every time I go live, you can join me. Stay hydrated, everybody. If you go out and paint, you know the importance of having your water with you. And sometimes you find yourself around so much establishment and not a drop to drink. So, be prepared. Pack your water bottles. And then hike it out there. You're gonna have to park, you're gonna have to walk, you're gonna have to search for the perfect painting, because it doesn't happen right next to your car. Most of the time, it doesn't. The most beautiful scenes that I find in the city are from the vantage point of the driver's seat, and it makes it very difficult because I can't just go and set up my easel right in the middle of the street. People wouldn't understand. Oh, they might say they understand, but they wouldn't really. Let's see. We got the side of a building scaling up all the way up. We also have leaves right there. All right, but before I do that, because the ornamental takes precedence, I'm going to go ahead and sketch in some of that ornamental, and I'm going to start with the dark part of it, and that's going to be some dioxazine purple and some sap green for my to begin the iron work here at the Crescent Hotel in Dallas. Now you got some. Oh, I wish I knew what this was. It's like, it's not. Is it cement? These blocks? Are these blocks big blocks of cement? I don't know. But we're gonna wash in this cement color here. All right here. It's just a big block of cement. It's made of different blocks, but just for now, we're just gonna put one block of color. A field of color right there. Now I've got my detail brush, and we have a landing right here, a patio. And then right here we have a little bit of a bar, a retaining bar, for safety measure. We're going to, and it's very ornate. Every little detail here is ornate. So I'm going to bring you real close so you can see the details on this part of the painting here. Enjoy it. enjoy as I drive myself crazy with detail, because I'm not a very, well, you know, I'm not a very detail-oriented painter. I like to slop my paints around and let them drip. Let them just kind of flow. But I do love drawing, and that requires discipline, and you know, you have to just be still and paint that paint. We're going up with that right here. There's like this beautiful ironwork that goes all the way up, so many stories, and it's got all these little designs in it, and it leads right up to the next floor. There's a receding side and edge right there. That's the wrong color. That's my shadow color, because it's really like a grayish color. So I'm gonna mix up a little gray here, and we're gonna see if we can touch that up a little bit, give some highlights, make it feel more like the crescent gray there. It helps. Yes, the items that you want to be the focal of your painting, you need to work on those first. The focal point of your painting, you want to work on those things first. It's a good idea. You know, I think for me personally, it's because you never know when you're going to just get tired of the painting and not want to touch it again. At least get the good stuff in. That's how I roll. I'll be honest with you. I've got a few paintings there that are unfinished. I got many paintings what people would say are not finished, but I know better. Now, see, that's how it goes all the way up the side there. And then we're gonna go all the way. Oh, good for me. I only have a little bit. It's not 12 stories of ironwork. It's just, I'll probably have to do 2.5. Let's get it right though. Make it a good 2.5. I can always come back and add more detail. And once the paint dries a little bit, it's easier to do that, to add highlights and things like that. Yeah, many of my paintings will see the easel again. Many of them don't. It's hard to say what will happen in the future. But you can be sure I'll be painting again. Maybe in your neck of the woods, you never know. Oh, look at that. Just gotta not let the little things bother you so much. That brushstroke didn't quite happen like I wanted it to, but if I don't make a big deal about it, I don't think anybody else will either. So we're just gonna keep flowing all the way up to the top of our canvas and out. Wait a minute, what are you doing? Let's see. Now, the windows behind these ornaments are reflecting the light of the sky. We have also some brick here. Brick, brown brick. Not your typical brick, these giant blocks of... It's not sandstone. Is it sandstone? I don't know what it is. If you know, anybody knows the materials at the Crescent, let me know. I'm listening. Way off in the back, we have more. So that's happening way off in the back. You can see what I'm doing, there is a light post there. So the light post is sticking out of it's a sconce. Not really a sconce. It's a big light with a swirly design, and it's attached to the wall. Big giant wall. Big giant light. It's got a nice little base. Kind of goes out like that. Up. Has like a cap. Like that. I'm just painting right over everything I just painted. That's all right. You can see that there. Now I'm going to put a big glob of white there so that it's like the outside of that light. Getting a clean brush, and then I'm going to brush this in like it's got white here. White here, right here, on the face, over here on the other face, and then down like that. All right, there's my light fixture. So we're gonna back up, see how everything looks on the composition level, and then assess our next move. Okay, that's a little bit too dark. The lines there that I used for my ornamental, I think it's a little too dark. We'll see how everything plays out. I'm going to leave it alone. And the canvas is a stretch canvas. Laura, just saw your question there. Hope you haven't been waiting too long for that. I tend to just pick up canvases at whatever's on sale at the supply shop, Hazel Art Supply, Michael's. Wherever I can, you know, I try to be in the paint. I'd rather be in the paint than stretching canvas. All right, let's take a look here. We got some highlights happening here. There's somebody's shirt, and there is the valet stand. I was a little bothered by the tonal value of the background here, and then I said I'm going to let that kind of slide, so I'm going to let it slide. I'm picking up some cobalt blue, and I'm going to put that in here. That's going to be like it's reflecting the sky, clear text, the sky up here. That's going to help to tone down the ironwork. Hopefully it'll start to nestle in to a field of colors here. And I want to say thank you to the management here at the Crescent Court Dallas for allowing me to make my painting here today. It is an honor and a privilege to be accepted in the community. Share this with your friends. Tell them about our fun that we're having here at lunchtime. I say every day. I try to every day, you know, but sometimes the other things take precedence. You just never know. You never know with an artist. But I promise you, if I'm not here, it's for a good reason. Let's see, we need... There's all this stuff, all this blank area. This is all tree and foliage, and I'm not touching it yet because I want to establish all this here, because once I start putting color up all in here, it's going to become it can be overpowering. It can take precedence over everything. So I want to establish nice and definitively what we have going on in the area where I want your eyes to focus. And what we have before us are tables and people and still lifes going on there. So we're going to touch our brush into the yellow, pick up a little bit of this, I don't know what color it is, but I see some burnt sienna, purple, and white in there. We're going to brush that across the top. That's a tabletop right there, reflecting all sorts of colors. Look, here's that table back here. I almost lost these guys. And then there is another table right here. See how the patches of color start to, you know, they jumble up the drawing. Let's get some washiness going on here, and let's gonna wash this down, let that drip, cover some canvas with some pigment, and then we're going to continue to sandwich in the brush strokes all the way across. And then we come back up, and it doesn't matter. Oh well, we were painting down low. It's all right. Like I said, that color, that light reflects all over the place, and you can take that color, put some taps here, some taps there, create some harmony, and enjoy the way that the composition begins to come together. When you continue working it, and you continue in a drawing-like fashion, and you draw with your colors, you're going to come up with some pretty neat compositions. Now, remember what you're painting, and follow the contour of the natural shapes. For this move here, and this color, we're talking about long blades of thin grass that grow up, grow out, and then come back down. One over the other, shadows casting on shadows, different directions, coming all over the place. We've had plenty of time, folks. Plenty of time to know it was happening. We were going to eventually have to get into the greens here. And that's what we're doing. We got bushels of monkey grass growing out all over the place here. This well manicured landscape creates such a pleasant atmosphere to just sit and chill. We could sit here for hours. The warm smells of colitas rising up in the air. Paint those greens going across there. Nice. All right, I'm liking that. Just bringing some items to life. We've got, oh, green hair. Oh my, green hair. Yeah, you know, it's just reflective light. There's some green back here, patch of green over here, maybe a glimpse of it from under the table. That's kind of to create some different levels to our composition here. I'm going to think now, I want some, we're looking over here now. This is where my focus is. The color would be all this through here. Kind of like a drab kind of color. Definitely some titanium white. I'm going to punch it up with just a touch of that dioxazine purple. Pick up a little bit of that burnt sienna. And then we're going to... All right, I'm adding more white than what I had before. More white. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. We'll start right here and just kind of cut in our plants. Oh, 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 oh. All the way around, all the way around. Coming up and going down. And bring that around. Creating that, filling up that canvas, pushing away all of that white primer. That goes all the way back here. Goes under the legs, around the chair. I'm gonna cut this in too. Getting rid of all this unnatural white. So unnatural. So, bring that around, scribble, scrabble all the way across the top. Cool. All right. That was fun. Now, take a breather, step back, look at your composition, look at the people you're painting. There's some people back there, some different colors, some reds, some blues. Let's see here. Let's get a little bit more people color, clothing color. There's a red. We're gonna touch that. There's a little bit of white. Mix that in over here some more. Let's see where we're gonna put that. Oh, there's a pink shirt. We're gonna put a pink shirt. Ooh, that's a little bit too much red. Get some of that white. And touch the yellow in there. It's reflecting some light. That's better. La 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 la. Oh, it kind of blends in with that granite color. Not good. Not what I was looking for. But we're gonna back off of there. We'll just take it to another spot. Mixing in some yellow to that color. Let's see here. There's somebody's face. There's your face right there. And then you too. Your leg. Oh, too much red. Too much red. It's all right. I tell myself it's all right, but I want to kick myself, really. Well, I'm getting away from this. I got to back up. Cleaning off my brush. Too much red. Have you ever done that? Well, I just did. Cleaning that brush off because, man, that red. All right, let's see. Now I'm going to mix up some yellow with my sap green. Yellow, sap green. That's the first color of this next move. Oh yeah, for sure. Thanks, Julie. It's a start. It's a start.
That's very cool.
Thank you. I wish I had a bigger canvas, then I could capture more of the crescent, but it's a good start. I give myself an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to get it covered, and then I'll touch it up a little bit subsequently between now and next week, just as the paint dries. But I paint pretty fast. Uh-huh. It's just a natural gift, I suppose.
Very cool.
Thank you. I'll send you an email of the picture when it's done. I will. Thanks so much. That's the very pleasant Julie who came down to say hello, and she's the one that gave me permission to paint. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, we're doing some. I should have made this stroke for her while she was here. She would have liked that. Oh well. I tend to think of things after the fact. Ha! I've been asked by too many places to just pack up and leave, so I get a little shell shock, you know? Just mixing up some green like that. So, what's up? I'm gonna throw some of that in there. It's reflective light. All right, popcorn. Looking good. Let's see. We're gonna add some cobalt to that color, right? Let's see the underside of the leaves that we are painting here right now. Yeah. These leaves occur in bursts. Some purple on some blue on the underside there. The shadows of the outdoor world. Different than the shadows of the indoor environment, but nonetheless shadows that behave in shadow-like manner. So remember, and I'm just like slapping my brush and pulling it away, leaving some pigment down and scratching at the canvas really. If I were a chicken, that's how I'd be pecking at the canvas. Just pecking at it really with my brush. I'm glad everybody's tuned in today. I'm at the Crescent Court Hotel in Dallas, making a beautiful painting on this lovely day. It was morning when I started. I know it's not morning anymore. And then we're gonna brush in like this tree trunk. The trees out like that. You got some bark curring back here, going all the way up, breaking up our space. And then it's gonna go all the way around like so. I love painting. I love when people enjoy watching me paint, and whenever they just kind of let me paint. I think we can get along just fine. Yep. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop doing that. I can't help it. I just like get that stuff on my brush and I want to keep moving. What is this? What's going on here? What is that? What are you? I got to figure that out. I think it's a window. I think I meant that to be a window. Sometimes I get lost, you know. There's some trees. There's some people sitting in underneath the trees. There's some purple in my grass. I'm going to put some purple in my grass. You know what's up. We're going to just like, those are the deep shadows occurring down way underneath close to the soil. You know, the soil. That's going to make it feel like it's happening in front of these legs. Now we're going to add some more color to that green hair so it's not so green anymore. And then he's sitting over here. Come back around this way. Okay. And then we got red umbrellas. Red umbrella. Oh, this red blotch here was a face. It didn't really look like one after I did that. Let's see what I can do. Oh, you're just getting worse. Well, we're gonna do this number here. We'll fix it. Red man. It's red man. Let's see. Don't get too carried away. Move your colors around. I'm gonna brush that around. Scrub in some shadows here. Cut in a little bit over here. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. How's that? We're filling up that canvas. Pretty good. Filling it up nice and colorful. That's what I like. Now, bear with me. I'm getting ready to add in some red. Red is, oh man. Red is one of those colors that you gotta be careful with, because once you put it down, you ain't getting rid of it. You are not getting rid of it. So before I do that, we're gonna do something right up front at the base of the canvas. We're gonna establish a color there. We're gonna use some, let's see, what have I got? We're gonna use some orange. We're gonna use some white. We got cadmium orange hue. We got cadmium medium hue. We've got some titanium white. And what else have we got? Lemon yellow. That lemon yellow? No, that's cadmium light. And we're just mixing that up. This is a big color. it's not taking nothing from nobody. So I better tone it down. I'm going to tone it down with some white. This is for the crushed granite up in the foreground. I'm going to lay down a big, thick swath of that color so that it can offset the red umbrellas that I'm about to put down. So we're going to start here and just kind of Hi, how are you doing?
Beautiful.
Thanks. Blending that all around. Ooh, it's a little orangey. A little bit orange. Can we live with it? I think I can live with it. I'm just going to carry that all the way over this way. We can always add more to it. That's going to be like a space for more color. There, we got that established. Now we've got a nice base. It leads us into the middle of the painting, to the trees, and then out. And we're going to add some white to that color, and some purple to that color. And then we're going to bring that around here and just brush that in right here. That's going to lead us into the background here. Just like that. And then we're going to do that over here. And all that is just working our direction towards the center, working us back towards the middle of the canvas. And we're moving right along on this piece today. Things are coming very good. If you're wanting to know where I'm going to be at next, I wish I could tell you, but I don't even know where I'm going next. Lots of ideas of things I'd like to paint. And, I just kind of show up. That's what I do. I just kind of show up. If you want to know how you can be a part of this movement, this art love, we do accept tips. You can send us proceeds via PayPal, Square, all the money collecting apps. Or you can just show up and give me a bill. You can buy a painting, you can buy some pottery, I'll even do your drywall, whatever you need. Just keep me going. Buy me a canvas, whatever you want. I'll dedicate it to you. If you want a sponsorship, we can talk about it. I can talk your business up. I'll even come out to your establishment and make paintings. Speaking of which, Sunday. Be sure to join me Sunday. It sounds like we're going to have some fun. I'll tell you more details as they emerge, but I'm excited for what's developing this weekend. So you're going to want to be a part of it. I guarantee you. Let's see here. We got people, we got places, and we got things. Oh, yes. This was all getting us ready to paint in the red umbrellas. Notice how I'm shying away from that for good reason too, because it could mess up my painting. Adding that in could really mess some things up. But like the old saying goes, the show must go on. You've got to do what you got to do, right? Let's see. Oh, I think I squeezed this one in too much to the... Let's see. We're cutting in. We're rubbing away. I don't know what that color was there for. Looking good. Good color. Colors are maintaining their distances. Here we go with the red. All right. Red. Red reflecting yellowish, bluish white, and let's see here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Picking up some red. I mixed that with a little bit of cadmium medium, and I'm putting that in. I don't want to go too high. I just want to go with the right height. There it is. French that out. Oh, you're dangerous. Oh, let's do another one. That was fun. That worked out quite well too. Let's give it a highlight here on this backside. And there's one back here. Where am I going to put it? Ooh, that lamp. We're going to do it on this side of the lamp. It's in the distance, so it looks smaller. And it's reflecting more light. So the one in the front will have a little bit of purple added to it, just to give it a little deeper saturation. It'll create a little distance between. Oh, you dirty rat. There you go. Okay. Two umbrellas. How do you feel about that? It didn't do too much, I suppose. Let's get that. I don't like the way that the first one terminates there at the end. We're gonna color this in. It's gonna just overlap that other one like that, behind the tree, right down to here. Really, like that? That might be too much, don't you think? I don't know. We're gonna have to step back and look at it. I think it is too much. I think it's a bit too much, but I like the way it sits. Okay, we're gonna go with it. That one stays right there. Now let's mix up some color for the umbrella stand thing, you know, that which keeps it up. That's gonna be some white, some purple. It's chrome. And I got to move it over some because I didn't put it in the right place to begin with. All the way down to this great big base that's right here behind our grass. You won't see it again. You won't see the end of it or the beginning. People say I mumble when I paint. Do I mumble when I paint? Huh. Some people think so. Let's see, we got all sorts of lines that are running into the distance. The bricks on the sidewalk here. Man, imagine all the work that went into all these details all around us. Do you think about that? And it's everywhere. It's not just in places like the Crescent. It's everywhere you look. All you have to do is look. Anywhere you're at, you're going to find beauty. You just have to want to see it. I'm painting this away. Painting it away. Because I don't need it. It was something else when I started. And now it has changed. We're going to continue to scrub all the way down. Around the sides. Dun, 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 dun. Now that orange color down at the bottom is going to change. It's going to get a little bit more definition. We're going to add some speckles of color to it. In fact, I'm going to go through and speckle it up right now with some burnt sienna, and we're just going to tap, 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 tap all the way across the brush, all the way across my brush. You see how I'm just tapping? Just random taps too. Random taps. Carrying it around. It's going to help to break up that color field there. It just starts to look like it's supposed to be something else. This is an organic kind of material that doesn't really have any form. But at a macro level, it doesn't have form. But on a micro level, every individual fleck there is probably actually more than one. So we're just gonna break up the space. Our eyes aren't going to really pay much attention to that. You don't want your pattern to be too patterned, because then you're gonna, so scribble it in, scrabble it in. Tap, tap, scribble, scribble. Tap, tap, scribble, scribble. Tap, tap, scribble, scribble. That's a good flow right there. Tap, tap, scribble, scribble. And just kind of jumble it in. Jumble in all those colors. And I get some little bit of red. Tap, 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 tap to make that more scattered. Scribble, scribble, scribble. It's not polka dots, ladies and gentlemen. Little, just like, even a little blue, because like stuff falls on it. There's trees all around. Scribble, scribble. Look at that. Do. How you doing? How you doing? Okay, so there's still a lot of white on that canvas. So we're going to start working that away, and that's tricky. It's always tricky. It means you're mixing up a lot of color. It means you got to change your brush often. It means all sorts of things. But mostly what it means is just discipline. You just have to be disciplined enough to go back and do it. If that's what you want. If that's what you want to do. Otherwise, can't complain. Cutting it in. Do I like that? Do I not like it? Yeah, I'm thinking about it all day long. Where will I paint next? And I cannot ever decide until the last minute. Time really decides for me where I'm at, where do I have to be next, because there's always somewhere else to be. Your support is always appreciated. Your comments, your shares, your likes. Check out the YouTube channel, Gerald Sestida. We're also starting to build up the Live Local Artists YouTube channel. Check that out. There's nothing on it. But the Gerald Sestida one has a lot of fun things on there. And then as I start to make more, I'll be putting them on the Live Local Artist YouTube site. You know, you can see some of the other things I do. It's not all just paint. Mostly is, though. Mostly is. There's some green that I'm putting in, a little bit too green if you ask me. Doesn't look like it belongs, so I'm not going to put too much more of that. I'm going to back off on that green. I can see. Let's see. I'm going to step back, because at this point, we want to make sure that we work towards the final out of the piece. We don't want to be here on this particular canvas all day. We can start another one. Let's see. Trees. There's more than 2 trees here. Should I put in another one? And if I should, where? Right in the foreground is where it's calling me. That's where it needs to happen. Oh, but do I want to? I don't really want to. I want tables. I'm going to put some more tables in first. First tables, and then we'll talk about more trees. Okay, so there's some complications in here. It looks like a Mondrian, an early Mondrian. I like that. I like what's going on there. These things take time to work out. You got to be willing to dedicate that time. Clear all things aside for a little while and make the canvas your universe. And then you got to wake up to the real world again after that. So as long as you're willing to make that journey with me, tune in, stick around. We'll do it together. Okay, tables and chairs. My, how the landscape has changed since I got here this morning. This is a great place for a breakfast painting. There's a lot of people out here. It's a good painting. Good place for a lunchtime painting too. But there's about a lot less people here than there were earlier. About a lot less. Yeah, there's about a lot less. Getting some blue, some red, some green. That's gonna make brown. We're gonna put a table over here. And a chair. Another chair-like things here. I just messed that figure up pretty good. Messed that one up pretty good. Moving around to color, cutting in some forms. That's all right. Looking all right by me. I'm at the Crescent Court Hotel in Dallas, Texas today, bringing you this live painting session right in front of Ascension. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following along, you've seen this painting develop, and you've seen it go back and forth from clear drawing to mismatch of color to back to bringing it back to something that you can tell what it is. And I think that's what we're trying to do. As long as you can tell that it's a patio scene. I wanted a patio scene today. I got a patio scene. There's some orange back here. This orange is like reflected sunlight off of cement. And it fades into shadow. Shadow over cement, over light areas and dark areas, and just wherever I see primer white, all over around here. What am I going to do with that? That wants to be white, more white, more white. There's some reflected light up here on the second floor window. And then there is some shadow happening here. And let's get a little, this is supposed to be chrome, aluminum, reflected light. We need some white. We need some, let's get some white on my brush. A little bit too much I tried to touch the purple, but I grabbed a little bit too much red. All right. More white. Okay, and the rest of that is filler. The rest of that doesn't even need to be there. We need to clean up over here, clean up some of this. Help to separate the mass from the background. Right here, like that. Brush this up over here. And now we're looking at this background here. We need a little bit more white. Let that mix with some yellow and some purple. This is that architectural material I was talking about earlier. The textures, the colors, the way they reflect even light, all of them come together in such a unique way here at the Crescent Hotel. It's a great place to come just to walk around and be immersed in just a different way of building things. You know, I like modern architecture. Sure, I do. But man, look at the craftsmanship that went into this building. Looks good from every angle. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is coming along good. Now let's get some white on that shirt that we accidentally erased. And whoa, I dropped my brush. Now we need a dark color. I don't know. I can overwork it. I always do. Sometimes you just need to know when to say when. But I don't know when to say when. It's not an easy thing. You know, you invest so much time in setting up and stressing out, and you almost feel like it needs to last longer. Sorry. It should. I mean, I'm a long way from being done. There's still much to do. Much to be painted still. Let's see, let's get some shadows over here. We got remember, the architecture's in the background, so don't lose those details. Don't lose the feeling of the depth. It can happen when you start focusing on the details in the middle ground or in the foreground. It can create an imbalance. So take your time, step back, look at your painting. This is the important part here. See, you've gone through so much work to get to this point where it's tolerable. And you can easily put the wrong color in. Would it ruin the painting completely? Perhaps not. But it can put a damper on the next brush strokes for sure. Now I'm looking. So I've got like this half-drawn table and chair set up there. I'm going to go and brush in a little bit there. Thanks for tuning in today, everybody. I'm at the Crescent Court Hotel in Dallas, making a painting of the beautiful surroundings here. If you haven't been out here, you should. It's a great place to come and eat and walk around, do a little shopping, and enjoy some coffee here at Ascension. Enjoy a sandwich or two. There's all sorts of good things around here. Stay in the hotel. Heck, call me up. I'll come and paint from your balcony. All right, I should put a laptop in here. You know, I'm sure there's been a laptop or two out here. I'm sure there's one or two out here now. I just need to look around, you know. That's the day and age that we live in. It wouldn't be real if there wasn't a laptop or a cell phone, right? That would be... All right, so let's do that. Hunting. Oh, I see a laptop already. Didn't take very long. You see what I mean? People come out here, they work. They play. Just getting out and enjoying this beautiful day. Oh, it feels so good. The wind is blowing just slightly. All right, laptop time. Tabletop, laptop. You're working over here. I see you working. Okay, that's the start. That's a good color. I'm going to bring that around here and add some shadows in some different places that need it. And that's going to help to create continuity in this painting of many different tones and stuff like that. All right, making our way through this painting little by little. Thanks for sticking with me. This is the way it flows whenever you're painting in the scene. You gotta paint the screen here. I can't see what's on the screen. Maybe it's the live local artist making a live painting at the Crescent. Or maybe they're looking at the backlog of paintings, all of the library of works that I've done. Maybe they're looking at what I painted earlier this week or last week, the Flamenco Festival, or even the Vintage Cadillac. Go back and check it out. Live Local Artists on Facebook. There's a whole library of live artworks, live paintings that happen. Go back, share them with your friends. Okay, how do you feel about that? I'm liking it. Every little brush stroke brings us one stroke closer to our last. This tree, all this negative space in the tree, all that white, that's tough. What am I going to do with that? Let's take a look at what we're looking at here. There is some, not quite as much as I'm showing, peeking through there. From what I'm looking at, I need to mix up some. I'm going to fill that. I can't keep it there. It's got to get filled with something. A little, I know it's going to be subtle and light and airy, leafy. the light colors in this tree here. Too much white coming out of here. So I'm painting it back, and it's a drab color, you know, it's a pale green, yellow hue. There's lots of leaves on top of leaves, casting shadows on leaves, reflecting light, bouncing off of the leaves.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
I'm an artist myself. I just
All
love
right.
watching people paint, man.
All right, thanks, man. I'm Gerald.
Chase.
Chase, nice to know
Good to
you.
meet you. These oils?
Oils, indeed. Yeah, here's a
Very
card,
nice.
Chase.
I'd give you mine, but I'm at home.
Oh, I know
I
how
wasn't
it is.
expecting to see
Somebody out here painting. No, when do you ever see it?
Is this for school? Or
No,
for...
it's what I go around doing live local artists.
Are you in the Deep Ellum Art Fair?
No.
You're not?
What is that?
It's an art fair every year in Deep Ellum. I think it's close to
I know what
October.
you're talking about. Is that going to happen this year?
I don't know, man. I was
That's
hoping I could
him.
get a
Big.
lineup for me.
It's expensive, man. I looked into it
$600.
That's, oh my God.
It's worth it. You get art sold.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
and
never
some
sell
people, some
paintings,
real
dude.
snobby people will come by. I mean, you label a piece for $1,000, I'm pretty sure you'll sell it in the 2 weeks you're there.
You make me happy, dude.
So, live local artists.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
Chase.
is sick. Where do you
Thanks,
go
dude.
around here?
All over the place. All over the place.
Huh.
Yesterday I was at White Rock Lake. Before that I was at Bishop Arts. So
Yeah.
I just bounce around painting wherever I'm at.
Yeah, man. Real nice.
What I like doing. What kind of work are you doing?
I do graphic art on the iPad too, and then I do studio art as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit me up. I'll check your stuff out, man.
Yeah, for sure. I got a website and whatnot, but you have I don't have an Instagram. I deleted it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll just shoot you an email.
Sure.
Thanks,
For sure,
man.
man. Thanks.
It's good.
Thank you, man. Alrighty. Liking it. Like the interaction with the people. It's fun, man. It's fun to be alive. Glad to be here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just scratching in some green here, you know, creating a little definition and a little separation in the colors. It's fun to lead the eye back out of the canvas in a mysterious and unprovoked way. I don't really paint the edges of my canvas. You know, I'm gonna do an art show one day and it's gonna be called Paint It Yourself. Paint the edges yourself. You want those edges painted? Go right ahead. I did all the hard work. So I'm glad you guys joined me today. We're just hanging out, scrubbing some pigment onto a canvas in cool and fashionable ways to see what we can come up with. There's some people sitting at a table. I'm going to work on that valet station in the back, kind of give my valet a little bit more presence than what he's got right now. He's working hard, or hardly working. Let's see, black pants. They look blue from here. Just little details like that really make it a fun painting to look at. And I just carry that color on down into the painting. It leads you to different places where I want your eye to go. Just let people be themselves out here. All right. Now we're going to do a little bit of detail on that light fixture in the back. At any point you can call it done. And who can blame you? All right? Who can tell you that it's not? Oh, more color on that one. More color. We got to break it away from the background there. It's awfully close to that background color. Awfully close to the background color. Man, this beautiful light over here. It's got a lot of personality. All the details all around me all day long. This brown line here is not working for me. I've got to change that because there's not a brown line there. But we can do what? Color in some of that. I'm gonna put a little bit of this here. Leading the eye all around with colors. You like that move there, don't you? Let's see. Oh, there's some body parts over here. Sitting in a chair. A shadow going down to the feet. Okie dokie. You know, we're about there. I think a little bit more work in the grass in the front. We're going to be able to let our eyes rest there for a minute. Let's see, what color do I need for that? I'm tempted to mix up some cerulean blue with some, what is this, white, and is this some cadmium yellow medium? I'm making this kind of silvery kind of color. That's the reflected light on the waxy leaves of these monkey grass. Keep that to the top because that's where the light's reflecting off of, on the top leaves of that. It's going all sorts of different ways. You can overlap it. You can overdo it. So don't overdo it. All the way around, coming back this way and that way, scrubbing down all the way down. Getting rid of all that white that's down in the shadows. There's no need for that anymore. It can go bye-bye. 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 That's the hard part of it, really. It's just like plucking away, picking away at all these little patches of white that pop through. And then, you know, you find your way through it. Now I'm going to get some sap green. Mix some sap green with a little bit of this, what is that, cinnabar from Mamari. And we're going to do this all over again down here like we... Yes, yes, yep, brushing it around and up and up and right here and right here and right here and right here, and get some more of that color. It's a good color. The rest of the white can be covered up with this nice green color here. Beautiful grass, soft, makes me want to go touch it. Just want to go sit in it. I saw somebody sitting in it earlier. They were doing pictures. It wasn't quite this same patch, but it was around the corner. Great place to come and take pictures. Great place to be in a picture. Voila. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Not a bad painting. Thanks for joining me today here at the Crescent Court Hotel in Dallas. We're enjoying the life, painting the view. I'm going to look at this painting for a little while. Might add a few more touches. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You got to see it happen right here before your eyes. And we pretty much got all the details in that we needed to get. We're feeling the natural beauty of the environment. And that grumbling in my stomach telling me it's lunchtime. Yeah, I usually go and eat a little something around here when I'm done. So if you're in the area and you want to meet up, hit me up. You never know where I'm going to be. Tomorrow is another day. Another day, another painting. Oh, let's do something with that ballet. I told myself I was going to do that earlier. I forgot. So you got, this is like the encore. And sometimes the encores keep going because one thing leads to another. Man, it's hard to let a good painting go. I had so much fun making this painting. Alright, I mixed up a little dark color. The valet station sits way in the back here, and it's got a black umbrella that keeps It keeps them safe from the heat. Brushing it down, the valet stand here. Friendly staff here at the Crescent. Helpful too. A great place to get away, a great place to come and have a meeting, have some lunch. Work on that story. Scrubbing in some shadows here on the ground. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Nice, very nice. I think we have a painting. You know what I don't like? I don't like that area. That area bothers me right there. I'm gonna have to do something about it before I go. That's all there is to it. I can't let that go. Cannot let it go. Oof. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You. I'm just brushing you away. Oh, that's so painful. I worked really hard on that. I know. It's not right. It just is not right. It's taking too much away from my lamp. Oh, and then that brown line coming down the edge of that building there. I'm just trying to tap away that hard shadow. It's not so hard. Far away, there's a lot of atmosphere that takes place and will, you know, keeps our shadows from being so dark in the distance. The shadows in the distance have a lot of white in them, actually. So let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to mix up a little white, a little yellow, a little white, a little yellow. Got a lot of color that I didn't use. Hardly touched my cerulean today. And that's all right. All right. Not sure what this is going to do. Will it have the effect I want? I want to get rid of that dark line there. All the way down. I have to back up to look at this one now. Backing up. Look at your painting from a distance. Cool. All right, folks, there you have it. Patio scene in Dallas at the Crescent Court Hotel by yours truly. Thanks for joining me today. Come on in a little bit closer as I do that thing that I like to do, but it doesn't mean anything unless you are here with me. Need some more color. Mixing it up. Whoops. Thanks for joining me today, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to subscribe for an alert tell your friends about it, and join us next time. Bye.